tuko sawa, tuko sawa,
so story imekuwa ikitrend hapa Kenya ni story na Njugush. So Njugush amekuwa on his Australia tour, yes?
Mhm.
And huko Australia alikuwa anafanya 4 shows. And on his 3rd show kuna vile haikuenda vile watu walikuwa na expect. Na kitu inafanya na insist nasema ni on his 3rd show. Because everything comes back to context. Sindio?
Yeah.
So but after hii show moja ya Njugush kutoenda vizuri, kuna like a few people who ended up sharing clips of how maybe the audience was quiet, how what happened and how they just showed up to the show just to support him. And after hii kuanza, a whole other debate started where people started claiming that Njugush is not funny. And this is what now pisses me off about Kenya sometimes. Number 1 is we like bashing our own, sindio? Alafu number 2 is we support you till you reach a certain level and then we want to bring you down. Cause one thing about Njugush, and this is my opinion, sijui opinion yako, but to me that's one of the funniest dudes in Kenya. Like that's a funny dude. Hata vile nikaga na yeye chini hapa nilimwambiaga he's funny, na pia alituchekeshaga kabisa. Like even I think right now the most watched clip on iko nini funny enough najua ni Njugush ili aki-explain vile ule msaniitwa Droid alimwekaga kwa cover ya Nini and
Nini.
he went with it, he joked about it. He's the same guy ule pia li to explain ya like difference ya ploti na shamba. Yeah, these are funny dude. Alafu pia watu wasisahau, look at him, started out as just like a small character on the Real Housewives. Sindio?
Yes.
And turned into what in Kenya can be classified as a comedic rock star. Na reason nafanya natumia hiyo ni kuna msanii Kevin Hart who also divides opinion kama Njugush. Kuna watu wasema Kevin Hart si mfani, Kevin Hart ni mfani peke yake kwa movies and skits and what, but Kevin Hart unapataga hashtag zake waga ni comedic rockstar. Na reason nafanya mse ni comedic, nasema ni comedic rockstar ni wewe mwenyewe unasikia saizi kwa Australia, si ndio? Najua wewe ufuataga Njugush. Before Australia alikuwa wapi?
Before Australia alifanya show yake,
Yeah.
KCC.
Yeah.
Before that alikuwa UK
alifanya show ngapi?
He did a couple of shows. I don't see a number.
I think it was 2 shows.
2 shows, eh?
They were both sold out. Did you hear anyone in the UK say Njugush is not funny?
No.
Yeah?
No. I follow his socials.
Yeah.
Sini these specials zake za ni through thick and thin.
Yeah.
The crowd was happy.
Yeah.
He got an ovation whether he's standing or sitting.
Hiyo unasema hii ya Kenya?
No. Yeah, UK.
Yeah, UK.
Yeah.
So hapo nataka tuanze. The 2 UK shows, did anyone in the UK complain?
I didn't hear any complaints.
When he came back akafanya show KICC, did anyone complain?
No.
When he did his first show or first 2 shows in Australia, kuna mtu complain?
Nope.
Cause hii kitu neza, the reason why nabonga juu ya context ni kitu moja. Yeah? First of all, wacha ni tubonge juu ya Njugush hata before hata tubonge juu ya Australia. Saizi this year amefanya TTNT4, Through Thick and Thin 4.
Yeah.
Sindio? All these Through Thick and Thins have been sold out. The one in 2023 was the biggest audience. Ilikuwa ni 3,000 people. I did not see a single tweet on Twitter of anyone complaining that they didn't get their money's worth. Sindio? So these are 4 shows. So let's say each show had an average of 2,000 people. These are at least 8,000 people who could have tweeted that they've wasted their money. No one did that. Sindio?
Yeah.
And then tukitoka hapo tuangalie he's even social media. He has around 2 million followers. Sindio? Wanini on Instagram alone. These 2 million people wanamfuata juu ni nani? Because of his profession is what?
Because he does comedy.
Because he does comedy.
Yeah.
So all this time he's funny. Then all of a sudden he goes to Australia and he stops being funny. Why? Because an audience didn't laugh. If you're a true student of comedy, you know this happens to the best comedians. Every comedian has a bad night. That happens. Ile time energy yako haiko. Na energy yake inaweza kosa juu ya nini? Flight ya Kenya to Australia ni hours ngapi?
20 what?
23 hours
23 hours. That's a whole day.
don't forget there's a whole time zone thing also where if you're going to Australia you lose 7 hours if you're coming back to Kenya you gain 7 hours yes
Yeah.
so let's say ume lose 7 hours so ile unajua hii kitu ni 23 hours so kama ni 23 hours kwa umetoka saa 2 Kenya si ndio and the flight is 23 hours unafaa kufika saa 1 the next day si ndio umetoka saa 2 ya usiku Kenya unafaa kufika saa 1 usiku the next day in Australia si ndio but sasa saa 1 ya Australia itakuwa ni saa 8 yani saa 1 ya Kenya itakuwa ni saa 8 ya Australia so look at how already your mind is messed up like ulikuwa umetoka leo instead of kufika kesho unafika kesho kutwa
Yeah.
and kaa ni saa 8 huko sindio na Kenya ni saa 1 singo kwa saa 1 Kenya ungelala tu but since huku ni saa 8 tomorrow you have to wake up at some during morning hours so you can try and imagine the whole brain orientation and what that's why people talk about jet lag
Yeah.
but sasa after hiyo I think he performed less than 24 hours later ama 24 hours later alikuwa na perform sindio did 2 good shows if he did the third show was not good most probably because he was tired nacheki and I'm sure even for the organizers maybe it's something we can learn from that msekana do like 23 hours flight nipo hata kuja huko for 1 week a chill too
Yeah.
1 week just take it in or even 5 days just take it in come back to the time zone be in the correct time zone and everything so me one of the reasons nafikia hiyo kitu ili happen ni juu ya jet lag because I'll insist this is a very funny dude you
For me it's funny.
yeah
He's ako kwa my top, you know.
yeah
One of the best comedians because for me if I would say my best comedian is Rapture
yeah
because Rapture is yet to be discovered.
it's a hidden gem
Is a hidden gem.
yeah
But Njugush vile mu classify, you know, someone ana appeal,
yeah
you know, anantiko.
yeah
Amsa akiingia tu hivi. You know, if Njugush just came and sat there
yeah
and said nothing.
yeah we'll just start
Utabonga, utacheka tu.
he's a funny dude
Utawambia niaje vuda.
mseota na doubt aende tu awachio interview tulifanya naye hapa
Yeah.
ilingia tu 2 minutes ashaanza kutuchekesha like
Yeah.
he's naturally a comedian
Yes, because I'm putting in work.
yeah
Now putting in work is you know, the fact that it's very hard to make people laugh.
yeah
Very hard.
Yeah.
Sika music. You know, you can do music and people love you because, you know, like Adele is fanya music.
yeah
Makes everybody cry. Like, you know, but she's big in that.
yeah
Shaggy makes everybody shake ass. But comedy, you have one goal.
yeah make people laugh
Make people laugh.
and
And it sometimes unajipata watu wameconsume a lot and they still want more.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is through thick and thin 4,
yeah
you guys have to admire the, you know,
yeah the tenacity
yes, and
Yes.
the artistry, man.
yeah alafu pia nini
Na
now
connect na audience. You cannot connect with 2,000, you know, umetoa watu kwa hao
3,000 people.
na si club.
no one complained 3,000 people
3,000.
walienda KICC and the list that
Try
everyone
kujaza
paid was
500,
1,500
yes. Try kujaza watu 500 waambie
Yeah.
utakuja. And I'm sure they're selling drinks there.
I don't know if they were
Sana
yeah,
after
most
sana
of them,
sana
there also had to be drinks and
Yeah,
food
have
most
to
of them
be
maybe at the
drinks,
gate ama
yes but umeenda tu kukaa chini na msea kuchekesha so
Yeah.
for him hata kuwa
Yeah.
kuwa nini kujaza that thing is actually the most thing ajaifanya yenye si nini ni funny
yeah
yenye si funny
yeah,
okay, it's not funny.
that was not a joke
It got us serious like
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
jamaa achezi bana.
yeah
Even
Alafu, yeah so tukigo back to his story of course one of the reasons why this story has been trending because of bestie to jua kali
Yeah.
najua and I don't know nini na happen na jua saa hizi but naanza kufeel kama jua is getting out of character because I've always known jua as this polite guy
okay sahi tunamjua
yeah because for him first of all asema actually semaga juu Olunga and then to deny that Olunga did not take offense that was wrong nacheki you cannot see someone achieve something alafu useme umse anacheza na mafala and as I said unajua ni mse na respect ni mse but ubaya wa okay ama ni nini one of the things that happens with life is the older you get sometimes break ya mdomo wagena inapotea inasemekanaga especially ukishafika your 40s and I say this as also someone who's in his 40s so najua so sometimes we might say something we don't want to say but mimi sasa one of the things ile niliamua kufanya ni when I got to my 40s I decided to take the father figure role ile like for me to bash someone who's younger than me bash it's harder for me especially if they're just a normal day dude unajua who's just achieved a certain level it's hard for me because kuna msata sema like what about politicians I don't care if you're young or what if you're doing the right thing I'll see for you but you're dealing with public funds akina nani are not dealing with public funds so hiyo kitu ya Olunga ukitaka kujua Olunga alikula moto hata kwa hii story ya Njugush Olunga has already commented Olunga alitweet akasema something close to like pulling people down who've risen to their ranks it's outright low nacheki and I think that was a shot at JUA because ukiangalia hivyo design because watu wanashindwa kwa nini tunabonga JUA pia vile alisikia Njugusha kuperform vipoa JUA alisema Njugush ni boy wake but he's not funny at all najua and when it comes to comedy you can't feel every comedian yes
Yeah.
that's okay you can't feel every comedian kuna vile wasako nabonga jua stand up comedy nini niliend up nikipost link ya Rapture and then some dude watched and then he came up and he was like he's watched the whole thing and he didn't laugh even once alafu mimi kamwambia like hey buda unahitaji operation
Yeah, anahitaji pharmacist
nimwambia anahitaji operation you know
hata operation yeah
to get the stick out of his ass najua aenda atoe kijiti kwa rasa operation kienda vizuri atuambia kuhusu but I understand si lazima ufind everyone funny the only thing ilikuwa I think hata kwa Njugusha kisikia the only reason maybe ata feel some type of way ni jua CALI is a respected unajua like member of the Kenyan entertainment industry sindio and una-expect JUA akiona msee who's down because unajua time at that point you can try and imagine if the show has not gone well and you're Njugush you're not going to be happy
yes
najua so most probably you're feeling down and you expect people to lift you up more than tell you ain't ish because it does not matter that ashafanya those 4 TTNTs haimata that alijaza KICC haimata that aliendaga UK akarock haimata even that 2 nights before he had killed it inasemekanaga you're only as good as your last show
yes.
Unakumbuka nani anaitwa Rascal alikuwa anapenda kusema hiyo kitu so
hata kwa futa you're only as good as your last game
yes
yeah
so at this point I'm thinking kuna vile nitwa Njugush is feeling some type of way and then you as a legend you put him down I didn't like that najua but of course JUA is within his rights but that was not the good thing to do at that time yes you might have something like some fight against stand-up comedy in Kenya that you want to put out there but relax wacha hii story ipite alafu we go back to that nacheki so the fact that ali comment immediately and afu akatry ku downplay like this guy is not funny at all alafu I think he called a bunch of funny dudes to me he called them writers najua he would not give them hiyo jina comedian and I can tell you to me Njugush is a comedian nacheki I can't say who else is a comedian I can't say YY because alionaka ame credit YY as a writer YY is a comedian naweza kuambia nini because YY has this classic joke ile classic joke ya YY ati ya vile msaki kudharau they can never give you credit hata ukiiba msako like mwizi gani that's comedic genius then who else Butita of course yote unajua Butita nacheki has done stand up Butita still mpaka leo saizi with his you saw the car he's driving that has come from comedy and with still at that level he still goes for open mics that's how much he humbles himself and that's how much he respects the craft yeye mwenyewe alienda South Africa he went to South Africa majuzi akafanya stand up sindio nakumbuka vile nini so these are people and I don't like when an artist just bashes because it's a different industry you can't bash this industry and then want music not to be bashed wewe
I think it's a call for hata vile kuko kwa game. Even if you've mechapa msee like 5-10 nil, bado you shake hands. Na unampatia jazi yako like, live to fight another day. So I think there is a call for sportsmanship even in the entertainment industry. Now the same way vile umesema JUA represents a whole lot. It's like an industry by himself. Kusema tu JUA is, even whatever Genge is has done. If people bashed, if people bashed Genge for many show alifanya ama some album alifanya, Genge sahi it's been appraised by people showed it love. And gave it time to grow. Juu nakumbuka akiwapo is so emotional about it. Nakasema finally. Finally. So we have this thing called comedy, na sahi ndio watu wameanza. People have been taking these pills as a comedy throughout the years. But sahi ndio the healing process imeanza. Watu imeanza kureact poa kwao. People have started, attending shows. So this is a very delicate child sahi, ameanza kuoka na tembea. Wezi anza kumwambia every time juu ashaanza kuoka akianguka unambit. So I think there is that call for support, call for sportsmanship. Now, okay, coming from him,
because he's a big name.
He's a big
the
name.
Only reason we're discussing
if
this,
it was me, by the way,
we'll not be discussing
if
this.
it was me,
hata mimi nikicriticize, I think mseka mimi nikika hapa na criticize what's his name, Njugush. It's not a discussion. But when CALI does it,
I don't know you feel it.
JUA maybe because he's not been maybe topping the charts lately. Maybe he's forgotten who he is. But unajua
he's big.
He's a father of entertainment industry. So his words hold a certain level of power. I think Ali take for granted. And to still tweeting, because even by the time tunabonga jua he's still tweeting. Unajua he's tweeting different things. But he's like trying to prove his point. That guy is not funny.
Because anasema ati wasanii, because right now what he's doing anatumia mafans wake as backup. Na sometimes unajua your fans are your fans. Fans wajua si lazima kuwe fans wa Sauti Sol even. Ama wa Njugush, ama like comedy. So whatever they say sahi, it's true. Yakisema kitu unasema that's gang, that's people. Wanaweza sema okay, if you don't like this person wamwende wote. So whatever is getting the opinions awase zenye ziko one sided. Si ati ni ameenda
azizi epi ametandikwa like
those zenye na retweet.
Kuna because there are people coming at him
ati comedy, ati watu wanafaa kuanza sijui kwa klabu,
which stand-up collective is doing.
Of course I get a lot of Nini to support his claim. But and I'm not just saying this to side with you. But whatever he said wasn't at the right time. Ama hakutumia the right platform.
The right language. Don't kick someone when he's down.
Wacha tusikie ni marumas huko. JUA alisema. But yeye kwenda social media and actually
what JUA has been able to achieve through music, Njugush has been able to achieve through comedy. I take it. So those are two people who are supposed to appreciate each other at the highest level. Half another thing, comedy is subjective. Art is subjective, not just comedy. There are people who think CALI is the greatest artist of all time. You know that? And there are people who think he's the worst artist of all time. There are people who think CALI deserves all his success. Kuna watu wana believe he does not deserve any success. The same thing on Njugush. There are people who believe Njugush is the funniest guy ever. Like even the people walimlipia hizo nini, walimlipia tikiti za kuja Britain. Nacheki? They believed he's the funniest guy. Kwa nini? Why was he the first person kufanya such a show? They had to believe in his craft. The same people walimuita Australia, they believed in his craft. I think if I'm not wrong, he's still touring Canada this year. Nacheki? So he's not stopping. So ukiangalia watu wote, they believe in this guy. And now you as an artist, you have to take a seat back. Because musamaga that's one thing that I've learned. That's when nakwambia like when I reached like my 40s I had to decide, do I want to be that critic or do I want to be a father figure? Najua. By the critic I mean this, I have my own personal taste and there's a lot of ish I don't like, nacheki but I don't have energy ya kukwambia vitu spendi. Najua sina hiyo energy. Ati nikaa nikwambia aule msanii simpendi. Why? Like kasi impendi
itakuwa full time job.
Yeah. Mtu kama watu wasema but wopo ngajua performance za Zuchu ni Mtanzania. First of all ajujua iko nini, how she's a multi-millionaire and her defects ama her whatever limitations are purely because of laziness. Najua because she can sing, all she needs to do is do a live performance. Full stop. Acheki. So go back to Njugush, yani Njugush versus JUA, mi niko naiangalia hivyo. Ukiangalia as a rapper, even you'll notice even as rappers the way we take criticism sometimes inakuwaga worse than other people. That's why unachiketa vile JUA alikuwa anasema when he did Ngelia Genge, it was a statement to those rappers to show them you can't rhyme like this. You see, because most probably there's someone who told him you need to put out better rhymes. That's why he felt like he needed to react to that. You see, so there's always going to be someone who doesn't like you. Yes?
Yeah.
But the people who talk the most ish, muskizaga umsanitua Ransom sana. Is it Ransom ama? Hata saizi I think ni Ransom anasema hivyo, like the best thing that you ever brought to the culture was an opinion. Nachiki. So anaitwa nani? JUA has provided more than an opinion. Yes? That's why his opinion matters.
Yeah.
But if this is some random dude on Twitter saying Njugush is not funny, we don't care. You know why? Because let's say you're struggling with rent, sindio? Alafu uende Twitter ama uende Instagram uone Njugush alijenga keja, na Njugush anaendeshaga Prado jo. Uone Njugush jo yuko na Victoria Furniture, Njugush jo ameenda majuu. He's not going to be funny because life is literally, there's nothing funny ile time life imekuchoresha saba.
Hakuna.
Unacheki? That's why opinion za same sijali. Mi opinion tu moja ile nilifind ikiwa out of place ilikuwa because JUA namjua. So this was so unaangalia ile siku nikimuuliza akasema azi unajua brand yangu. Namba akisema brand yake hayo nikamwambia unakumbuka JUA Lunga. Saizi saa apart from Lunga itakuwa unakumbuka Njugush. Nacheki.
And you actually don't want ati JUA ni msi ataanza kuchukuliwa that side as in, you know, critic and I don't want him to respect what he has done, the effort he has put all over the years. Nani mse, you know, discipline yake it's top notch. And I also don't want him aanze kureceive, you know, that's negative remarks ama kuemsewa going at people.
Because unajua when people people get an opportunity to bash you, they bash you. Because sikufurahia even the comments now when this happened, the people who don't like him went at him, and I also didn't like that, but I don't care about them because they are not him. Acheki. So I think even for Njugush, I don't know Kasha's case story, but by the time anasikia niko sure he won't be hurt by the guy who was tweeting and
of course it's where it's coming, it's their source.
Imoja ya nani ya JUA ndio atashindwa like where is this coming from? Najua for you to say that someone who's built a career around comedy is not funny at all, like really not a funny joke. Nacheki. Alafu vile tulisema comedy is subjective. Najua to me it's not just because he's my dude, but to me that Rapture dude is one of the best to ever do it. But I'm sure there are people wale kwao he's nothing. Nacheki. And na nimecheki nani amepost stand up comedy za umsanaitwa nani amepost stand up comedy za Eddie Murphy is also one of the best to ever do it. Nacheki. But hata saizi tukikam tuangalia msere kama Dave Chappelle, kila mtu saizi anaita Dave Chappelle goat. Mi ukiangalia like his last 3 stand-ups to me they were not goat material. They are not up there. They are not, unajua like to me ile yake killing them softly ama killing whatever. To me that was funnier than easy
when he had the hunger.
When he had the hunger, but still let's not do this. Alafu pia tukikam kwa JUA, and this is why you know he's truthful, because ausemanga if you're truthful you're going to be contradictory. Because ile kitu JUA alisema kwa pod yetu ya kupromote Kenyan culture and what he did after is a contradiction.
It's a contradiction, yes.
Yes. But also Maga, if you contradict yourself, then you're truthful. So he was true to himself, yeah.
No, I'm just saying it was contradictory. Because it was all about, if you go out there, just promote your culture.
Yeah.
Right. 2 days later.
He's bashing. Anabash, say. Of course, zile thoughts. You just delete the thought.
Yeah.
Cause mpaka nini, cause kuna mse aliniambia nini, alitumia lunga hiyo clip. Hiyo clip ya mi tukiagio na jua. And mpaka parent yolunga alisema siku moja ata surprise iko nini, so I don't know that surprise, but
maybe that
we'd look forward to that.
At a surprise on tickets.
Yeah. But sana nasema ikikam to story na cause I feel like jua, cause pia I'm around the same area, midlife crisis. We are both going through a midlife crisis.
You're going through thick and thin.
Yeah. Cause wewe unajua kama midlife crisis is electronics, najua. So I'll be the sort of dude who'll take something that I don't need but I just want. Cheki. So that's how I'm fighting mine, and I think yeye pia na need fight yake ingine, but now he's also starting a podcast, and a podcast needs you to be truthful. So there is that. This is actually a very good avenue for him, because now if he can maintain the same tone, then it's going to work out for him if he come to the podcast industry. Najua, because people want that honest opinion, but still I feel sometimes just wait for the time to let something go out. Alafu if you are age yetu, try mostly to criticize wase wako sisi same age group ama higher, because Njugush is still younger than sisi. And still don't kick someone when he's down. I felt like Nani was down at that point, but down is relative. You know why? Because the show was sold out. The money came in. The money came in.
Yeah.
And they still did the same show the other day. And it's just good to see. Mi nikionaga mse ametoka from nothing into something, yani unajua, and then he stumbled one day, amefika on stage, watu wajabambika, because wacha nikuwa broken record, let me repeat. TTNT 1 2 3 4 is the biggest. No one complains anywhere. This is after the UK, 2 shows in the UK, no one complained. I'm sure at least 1 show in Australia ile ya kwanza, because niona pata standing ovation, people enjoyed nini. Sasa sijui ni gani ileta shida, sijui kani ya pili ama ni ya tatu, because ya nne hata sasa sijafuatilia kujua vile ya nne ilienda, because unajua ni moja either the second or the third that went wrong. And now for people to now turn and all of a sudden start claiming this guy is not funny, the only thing that sasa tukitoa jua from the equation, nikianza kuangalia the other average people, the only thing is he went too far. We were supporting you, but we never expected you to be a multi-millionaire. Why are you why is Ruto calling you to State House? No, you're not funny. Because now we are angry. Because sometimes we are angry because we never worked on our dreams. That's why nakwambia, apart from opinion ya jua, the other opinions don't matter to me, because it's so easy to criticize, unajua, than to do. Unasikia, the only thing wase wengi wame contribute to the Kenya music industry is an opinion. Full stop. The Kenya entertainment industry, that is. Yeah. So all the best to Njugush,
and all the best to JUA pia.
JUA podcast yake na kama inaitwa the CALI cast. I'm still looking forward to that ish, because he's actually started really speaking his mind. Even he needs to just shut up, this dude is like, I'm not going to shut up. So this is a very good way to start a podcast. I think the only way I felt like this was not the right time, especially come to Njugush, was the fact that Njugush had stumbled. And najua, when a hero stumbles, cowards rejoice. And of course, JUA is not a coward, so kwani alijoin the cowards, because kuna mafala zimefurahia.
Of course, yes.
Wasako bita hiyo dunia.
I would have expected they are comedians, naweza sema okay, I don't see I don't respect them, I don't see them as funny. I just not, sielewi style yao, but I can't call them out. I can't because si ati niko at that level pia, na hata nikiwa at that level nitajua vile nitacheza.
alafu pia nini kuna sana sema he's so good in political satire but he's not a good stand-up comedian. Okay, first of all, I don't know if that show was being marketed as stand-up because me TTN4, the way I look at it, is just a comedy show because he does it with his wife, unajua. So the fact that at some point they'll do the back and forth, inamaanisha we can't classify it as a, so it's a comedy show.
It's
and with a comedy show you have to look at it this way. Let's say one of them had a bad day, sindio? Alafu their energy is off kidogo tu, it might end up affecting the whole show. Una understand hivo? Kama hapa sufanyaga hivi, then hiyo siku maybe something has happened because life happens, najua. Let's not act like life doesn't happen. Then you see, but still the last thing nenda kusema ni comedians have bad nights. Even the best of the best, even the Dave Chappelles, they have bad nights. But that does not mean that tuitumie kubash mse. So huo mse mi saizi uniambia kaa neza exchange unajua like your humiliation ya Njugush, if I would want to take it, I'd take that day any day of the week. And if people can take your worst days, that's when you know you're successful.
True.
Ekonene
Who get credit, sihitaji kujidai kwa Mike Shadow Style Smoke kushinda demo Alan Migai na kukwendana na mimi ni kitu haifai. Uzitoa rhymes zangu zimetosha wewe kuzirai.